Everyone, welcome back to another Spin Sucks AMA. I am Gini Dietrich. So there was a question that we got from the mailbag about the lingo that we're using with our clients, our executives, or our teams to demonstrate that we are up on the latest and greatest in PR and marketing. And then I received Michael Smart's weekly email, who I adore. And if you don't already subscribe, I highly recommend it, especially if you do media relations, because he's awesome. But in it, he talks about how we actually speak Greek. And the example he uses, and I'm going to read it to you, is that he was on the annual phone call with his accountant to go over all the numbers that he had sent him. He was asking him questions he didn't know the answers to, so he got the bookkeeper on the line too. And he said, and then my head exploded. This stuff is obviously super important to me because, you know, it's money, but I had no idea what they were talking about. And then he uses this example. This makes me laugh. Count the withholdings against distributions. Otherwise, he'll have negative equity, and that will limit what he can contribute to the defined benefit plan, and so on. I mean, that's probably not even what they said. Those are just some of the nouns and verbs I remember. After they went back and forth for a while, I could tell, but only from the tone of their voices, they were figuring things out and getting where we needed to go. And then he says, how does that sound to you, Michael? I wanted to say, that sounds like Greek to me. And the reason that I do this is because the question truly was, hey, all beyond peso, thanks, Jenny, you're welcome, ABM, inbound marketing, and content marketing, what other lingo are you using with your clients or executives or teammates to demonstrate that you're up on the latest and greatest in PR and marketing? Then we started to talk about, someone said flywheel, and somebody else said reputation management, and somebody else said intentional strategies to amplify brand identity, increase demand for brand products and services, and create value aligned with measurable brand business goals and objectives. I said we're getting a ton of questions about value-based marketing. And then we talked about value-based marketing versus value-based messaging, environment scans and reputation audits to understand a brand's baseline reputation in the market so we know what we need to do to improve it, the narrative, positioning strategy, content strategy, prioritization and balance of needs, wants, and tactics. So as I'm reading all of this, and I contributed to the conversation as well, and then I got Michael's email, I was like, oh my gosh, this is the best example of we're speaking Greek. So rather than, and I'd like you to just kind of shift this in your mind about it a little bit, rather than the lingo or the jargon that we're using with our clients to demonstrate that we're up on the latest and greatest, I think the goal becomes less about that. And certainly we do need to be up on the latest and greatest, and more about how do we demonstrate that we are up on the latest and greatest, and we can translate that to something that they understand. So it's no longer about Greek. It's no longer using jargon or lingo. It's more about, yes, we can do those things, and here's how it's going to affect the business. So as my mother would say, put that in your pipe and smoke it. And if you have a question for us, you can go to the free, amazing, engaging, awesome SpinSucks community. You can find it at spin-sucks.com/spin-sucks-community. That's spinsucks.com/spin-sucks-community. I'll see you next week.